Hopefully you've seen that we provide a wide variety of videos as far as how to operate and feature functionality of our MTR solution. What we don't often show, however, is what devices look like when they're shipped to your location from the factory or the warehouse. In this video, we'll take a look at unboxing an RXV200 B20 bundle and go through the various components. Let's take a look. Okay, so here's my box, fresh from the factory. You can see it's relatively small sized, but high horsepower with all the things that are included in it. If I open the box up and give you a peek inside, you'll see that we have 4 primary components, which comprise the B20 bundle. Just to go around the box here, at the very top, we have the RX15 speakerphone that will provide our audio. This smaller rectangular box is going to be our RXV Cam 50 for that 4K HD video experience. This box here will be the RXV200 compute unit, and in the patented triangular AudioCodes box, we'll find our RX Pad touchpad controller. Let's take a look at each of these components individually. First, let's take a look at the RXV200 compute that comprises basically the brains of the MTR solution. You'll see that it's in a clearly labeled box so you know exactly what it is. And I'm going to go ahead and open it up so we can take a look at what's included inside. Note the RXV200 compute unit front and center here in the center of the box. I'll go ahead and pull this out. Now this is the RXV200 compute unit. On the front we have a power and reset button. But the back is where, as they say, the magic happens. So on the back of the device you see the port density that we often talk about. Multiple monitor ports and an HDMI port on this side. Moving across, you'll see the various USB ports to support multiple peripherals. We have our Ethernet port here as well. This device is not PoE capable, so I probably should have pointed out, but there is the power plug adapter here for the back. Now this unit certainly can be mounted on a table or shelf, but most commonly customers like to mount this in disguised locations in the rooms. In fact, the most prevalent location we see the RXV200 deployed is mounted to the wall behind the display or displays in the conference room, which makes a great deal of sense if you think about it. This little rascal is only approximately 7 inches square, so very easy to disguise. Now I don't have to pull cables across my room or through the floor to get to my compute unit. In fact, you don't even really have to hide cables. You can simply coil up the cables for your peripherals right behind the displays in the room and have a nice clean look. Next, let's take a look at the RX Pad, which provides the touch capability to manage the room. Okay, and here we see the RX Pad, again in the triangular box that some of you may be familiar with. It's a very similar to box that we use for our C470 touchscreen, Teams Native, and Zoom phone appliance devices. Now if we go ahead and open up this box, I'll do so, you will see that inside we have a simple cardboard insert over the top. I'm going to pull this out. And then we have our RX Pad touch controller in the box. So I'll go ahead and take this out of the protective wrapper and we'll take a look. And here you see the RX Pad. Now obviously this protective film can be removed from the device. This is going to provide the user interface for managing and running the Teams room. Now a few things that are very unique about this pad which are great. First of all, you'll notice that there are buttons across the bottom of the device. So back button, home button, and camera button, which can be used at any time to adjust the camera settings in the room. Please note though that all of our cameras do now support auto framing, which can be turned on or off, but that's the ability to automatically use facial detection AI to zoom in and out, track users around the room, so on and so forth. Now if I turn the device over, you'll notice a couple of things. First off, we have an Ethernet port right here in the center of the device. The RX Pad is PoE capable, so if you have a room that has a power over Ethernet drop at your conference room table, it's all you need. You can simply plug that PoE cable into this and then go through the setup process. Also included on the bottom though, you'll notice that there is this plate that's held in place with 2 Phillips screws. When that plate is removed, it will expose a USB-A port in case you needed to hook up a keyboard or mouse, that sort of thing for management. Also included is an HDMI port. So in our newest release of this RX Pad, we have a very unique feature that you can connect an HDMI cable to the pad directly to share content, which is considerably different than some MTR solutions out there that require that HDMI content sharing cable be connected directly to the room compute. Best of all is the fact that there is no physical connection between this and the RXV200 that we were looking at previously. When both are deployed, basically the administrator signs in with the same resource account to both appliances, and then they use Bluetooth beaconing to find one another and establish a logical network connection with one another, which allows for the content sharing and the pairing experience. Let's round things out and we'll take a look at the peripherals that come in this kit as well. Taking a look at the peripherals that come in the B20 bundle, first we have the RXV Cam 50M. This is a 4K HD camera, exceptional image clarity and quality. Again, supports auto framing, so that automatic detection of faces to zoom in and out. Overall, great room camera. When I open this box, you'll see right on the top, I have the special USB-A to USB-B cable that's required in order to provide enough power to the device. So, word to the wise, if you do wish to put an extension cable, this is a 3-meter cable. We need to make sure that it meets certain specifications. If you do need a longer cable, I recommend you reach out to us directly at AudioCodes. We have a special cable that will provide you that distance while inserting power to make sure that the camera functions properly. We also have 2 AAA batteries. The reason that we have 2 AAA batteries is each Cam 50 will ship with a remote control unit. So you see here's the remote. Now, increasingly, this is not necessary. Most all of the camera settings are accessible directly via that camera settings icon or in the UI that I showed you previously with the RX pad. But there are some advanced settings that you can get into using the menu function of this remote. Just as a random example, if you wish to mount the camera upside down and invert the image so that it looks right side up. And we have seen this where folks need to mount the camera to the ceiling. This remote is handy for getting into those settings. 99% of the time, though, it goes right back in the box. And then last but not least, you'll see here we have the Cam 50 device itself. It's, of course, wrapped in protective plastic. We'll pull it out here and take a look. Of course, it's wrapped in protective plastic. We'll go ahead and pull it out and take a look. But here is that Cam 50. You can see it's a nice small form factor, approximately 7.5, 8 inches in length. Approximately 7.5 inches, 8 inches in length. It does also have this, as you can see, I'll hold it up here to the side, adjustable mount along with a lip. So effectively, this clips over the top of the TVs in the room to provide a nice small form factor for users. Now, this mount can be removed. We make an optional wall mount kit if that's preferred. And then you'll notice on the bottom of this mount as well, there's a universal post port if you wish to put this on a pedestal. So very versatile, very cost-effective camera for your room. Now, from an audio perspective, the B20 bundle comes with the RX15 speakerphone. We do have another bundle, the B40, that comes with the much larger 100 decibel soundbar for large teams rooms. So this would be designed more for your medium conference room. When I open this up, underneath the insert here are additional cable lengths to support larger room configuration. And then here is our RX15. I'm frequently asked, can I use this as a personal speakerphone device? Absolutely, you sure can. Just keep in mind that this device was designed and built to be a conference room device. So 6 microphone arrays built in with exceptional noise canceling and a lot of punch in a small package as far as the volume goes. I'll go ahead and pull this out just to give everybody a look at what this looks like from a form factor perspective. You'll see it's a relatively small device, but please don't let that size fool you. This really was designed for that medium conference room space, so 8 to 12, maybe 14, 15 people, depending on how this is deployed. This is a USB connection back to your room compute, so in this case the RXV200 per Microsoft supportability standards. It does support Bluetooth, as does the RXV200. Welcome to experiment with that. The only thing I will point out is, again, since that's not considered technically supported by AudioCodes or Microsoft, you may hit some hiccups if you try and open a support ticket, but we have seen that deployed with some success out there. So that's that. That's pretty much everything that goes into a medium room bundle, so that 12 to 15 user range. All comes in that simple box. 4 main components. Again, the RXV200 for your compute and connection of your peripherals. The camera, the speakerphone, and then the RX pad. If the resource account is configured ahead of time and there are no hiccups with the deployment, typically 3 to 5 minutes is about all it takes to have this system deployed and ready to go in your medium conference room space.